Valley Global is hitting the highways to cultivate healthier, more dynamic farms and lush Maui Superfood Forest by studying regenerative agriculture with the best in the game. We just connected with Vincent and Rick at Kahanu Aina Greens to learn about natural fertilizers, and we got a special delivery of these natural fertilizers that we're going to be using on our Maui Superfood Forest.
There's the finished fermented plant juice. After you harvest the liquid, you take all that leaf and compost it. You know? I mean, this is called upcycling. Yeah?
And you can even make it into vinegar.
That's right, you can make it into vinegar.
Yeah.
So let's talk about lactic acid bacteria. So here's some rice wash water here. All right, now this could go another day. Smell this. Pass it around. That could go another day. You want it to be sweet. And it's kind of getting there.
Aim for 3 days. Smell it. No, and then when you get the smell down, then just go by the smell.
Right. 1 part of that rice wash water to 10 parts milk. And what's going to happen is you're going to see it look about here. It's going to look this color down to about here. And then each day it's going to concentrate till it gets to here. This is pretty much ready to harvest. You can see the curd. It's pretty well formed, yeah? You want to try to keep your curd as together as possible. So I'm cutting it in quarters to get it out of the jar.
Yeah, that's Scottish cheese, right?
Grab a piece, taste it. It's actually really good. Needs salt. Spoken like a local boy. Let's put it over that, honey. Over this. Okay, so you see the serum. This is the serum, right? And see where the particulate is down here? You want to pour the serum off down to the particulate. You don't put the particulate in there. Okay? So you can take a cheesecloth and strain it. And
Here we go.
in the soil, sugars are really good for microbial growth, right? So this is basically what we're doing is we're promoting microbial growth, beneficial microbial growth, you know? Aloha Aina, 11 pounds of sugar.
11.7.
Okay, so tear it again.
For equal parts, yeah. Did you say?
Equal parts by weight.
You buy the sugar at Costco in bulk?
Yes.
$25, 24.67 or something like that. Well, $25.
Look at the amount you get from, this is not quite 2 gallons of milk. This is the amount of LAB you'll get. And I mean, you think about it, 1 capful for 5 gallons? How many capfuls do you think's in here? So that's the beautiful thing about it, you know, so you got to look by the cost of the sugar and the cost of the brown rice vinegar and just think about how little you use. So Mahele, you guys use it all the time.
We use it twice a week, yeah.
Yeah.
Fill our sprayers and spray all the time. All these
So you, all the amendments, right?
mix them all in the
Yeah.
and then just spray everything.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Now I'm a little disappointed. What I use is, I was a painter for 20 years. What I use is an airless sprayer. Works beautiful because it atomizes the liquid really fine. And it's not working. I was so bummed. I wanted to demonstrate today. I pulled it out and it's not working, and we tried to get it going yesterday. But foliar spraying of plants is to take the liquid amendments mixed in 5 gallons of water and spraying the plants underneath the leaves as well as on top, because of the stomata underneath the leaves will absorb that nutrient. And I like to spray at dusk because the sun is, I don't want the sun to burn up anything that I'm, feeding the plants with. One capful, yeah, it's 20 milliliters. So yeah, just, you'll have the bottle, so just use the cap as you're measuring.
1 cap of that and 1,000 caps.
1 cap of this per 5 gallons of water. There's 2 amendments that we made. If they develop pressure, these 2 amendments, the ones with the sugar, you get them home, they have pressure, especially in Kula. That means they need more sugar. Just take these 2 at home.
You guys gonna get this to take home?
Pour them in a vessel of some sort where you can pour them back. Use a funnel to pour them back. Pour them in a vessel, mix in some brown sugar. You can even ingest it.
Even on the collar?
Spray it on the collar, but then you want to make your alloy sticker plant, fermented plant juice. Yeah. So yeah, Ricky and I added sugar twice to these.
Egg sugar.
We thought that would be enough. So this is your finish LAB. So lactic acid bacteria is LAB. You have it in your sheets to all the different names. Fermented plant juice, FPJ, fermented plant juice. What I like to normally put in last is the brown rice vinegar. And when you mix these, thanks for bringing that up. When you mix these, like in a 5 gallon, don't use half and then come back later on and use it. Use it all one time. Get it used up within the hour. This is my kit. I get everything in 1 5 gallon bucket, So when I go to mix it, it's all right there. And we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna mix it. And so you guys can, when we get in the back. But what I want to show you is, see, I have a little jar that has the IMO2 in it. Take a spoon of that and put it in. I was using this as a mixing beaker, 20 milliliters, 40 milliliters. But then I found out the cap, just 2 capfuls for 40, 1 capful for 20. So no need this. This is OHN. I'll put this under your tongue. You okay with vodka? Okay, under your tongue.
What is it? Oh.
Yeah. Put your head back so they don't spill it on you. So I'm gonna put a little bit. Okay?
Yeah, just take the bottle.
Yeah. That's right. Not too sweet, not too rancid. Angelica, licorice, cinnamon, garlic, and ginger. Want some? Put your head back. There you go. Oriental herbal nutrient. It's really powerful. Oriental herbal nutrient is really an amazing product. It's extracted using vodka, and the extraction process, you're using 5 different herbs: angelica root, ginger, garlic, cinnamon, and licorice. And it's an antifungal, basically. It's also an elixir. You put 20 mLs in 5 gallons of water. And what I'd like to do, if I ever feel like just a little under the weather, I'll put a little bit on my tongue and let it roll off my tongue. And it's really nice to have that into the body. It warms up the system. Making OHN takes 6 weeks. It's quite a process, because basically when you're extracting from the herbs, you're only taking out 1/3 of the material each week, and then you're putting another a third more vodka in there. And then over that period of time, when you've extracted 4 times, you mix them all together. So it takes, and you're stirring it each day. It's a bit of a process. So we have it. We sell all the amendments basically, and we have it for sale. So for folks who don't want to go through that process, because we're making like 16 gallons at a time when we make it. Since it's so time consuming, it's best to make a big batch one time. And that lasts a lifetime, basically. Basically what's happening is you're soaking your dry herbs and fresh herbs in alcohol, vodka. And to make a long story short, the first extraction, you take off 1/3 of what's in the jar and you replace it with fresh vodka. And you do that for 6 weeks.
5 extractions.
5 extractions.
6 weeks because
6 weeks, yeah. 6 weeks. So you're taking off every week, but every day you're stirring it. Okay. And then you mix them together at the end. All the garlics you mix together, all the licorice you mix together. They're still separate. You know, licorice is separate, garlic is separate, angelica is separate, ginger is separate, and cinnamon is separate. And then you mix them together to get your OHN. Okay, so it's a process. Yeah. So humic structures are really interesting in their development. You know, when organic matter breaks down to the finest degree that it can break down, it becomes a stable humic structure that is basically impervious to more breakdown. And those humic structures are what truly build humus in the soil. And that's evident when you have a healthy rhizosphere. When, you know, you're covered, you know, you want the, just like my head, you know, I don't want it to be out in the sun, it's going to burn up. I want it to be covered. Well, the same thing in our soil. The UVs will break down all the biology that's at the top. So it's really good to have a cover on top of your soil, whether it be a cover crop or mulch. And then, you know, you're protecting that mycelial area that basically all these microbes are living and dying. And whenever they die, their extracellular structure releases 10% available nitrogen. So it's really a beautiful process below the leaf litter or below a cover crop in the development of that mycelial network.
Help us grow healing plants and nourish both body and community. Valley Global is on the front lines of delivering essentials while planting the future. Want in on this regenerative journey? Support us at valleyglobal.org and watch the impact unfold.